From Washington to Trump, America has seen leaders who shaped its destiny. But who shaped America more? This is an immense and enduring question, one that echoes through the halls of history and sparks debate in classrooms and living rooms alike. It may seem monumental to measure one leader against another, to weigh triumphs and failures on a single scale. To begin to understand, we can look closely at 5 pivotal leaders. We can learn from their choices, the crises they navigated, and the legacies that shaped generations. This essay examines Washington, Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, and Donald Trump. Each wielded the presidency in distinct ways, inheriting different Americas and changing the nation in turn. George Washington was the first leader of the United States, a role with no precedent and no blueprint. He was, as many say, the indispensable man. His leadership was not simply political, it was foundational. His command held a fragile rebellion together against the British Empire. He endured Valley Forge, quelled mutinies, and kept morale alive. His defining presidential action, relinquishing power. After 2 terms, he stepped down, returning to private life at Mount Vernon. In an age of kings and emperors, he chose republican restraint. He proved the nation was governed by laws, not men. His farewell warned against faction and foreign entanglements. He set protocols, formed a cabinet, and asserted foreign policy authority. Abraham Lincoln assumed the presidency at an unparalleled crisis. The nation was disintegrating. Southern states seceded even before he took the oath. A full-scale civil war erupted on American soil. His single most consequential evolution, a commitment to end slavery, culminating in the Emancipation Proclamation. Issued in 1863, it declared enslaved people in rebelling states forever free. It transformed the Union Army into an army of liberation and reframed the war. It also deterred European intervention on behalf of the Confederacy. It set the nation toward fulfilling its founding promise. In words and deeds, Lincoln gave meaning to immense sacrifice and a new birth of freedom. His push for the 13th Amendment abolished slavery nationwide. He preserved the Union and gave it a moral purpose that still resonates. FDR took office amid the Great Depression, with banks failing and 1/4 unemployed. He declared the only thing to fear is fear itself and promised a New Deal. He prepared to reshape the government's role in citizens' lives. The New Deal was sweeping programs, regulations, and public works. The TVA electrified and developed a vast region. The FDIC restored faith in the financial system. Social Security established pensions, unemployment insurance, and aid for families. The programs didn't end the Depression, but they restored hope and stability. FDR moved the U.S. from isolationism to the arsenal of democracy. After Pearl Harbor, he mobilized unprecedented industrial and military might. Through 2 great crises, he expanded federal power and redefined the social contract. His legacy, a safety net at home and a dominant global role abroad. Ronald Reagan came to power with a clear message that contrasted with the New Deal legacy. After stagnation and doubt, he offered optimism and a different path. He argued, "Government is the problem," a gifted communicator with easy charisma and optimism. His signature, Reaganomics, anchored by major tax cuts. Supply-side theory sought investment, jobs, and growth. Inflation fell and growth followed, even as debt soared. He made tax cuts and deregulation central to Republican identity and reshaped debate for decades. His assertive foreign policy challenged Soviet power, a rallying cry for freedom in Eastern Europe. Through rhetoric and vision, Reagan restored pride and helped accelerate the Cold War's end. Donald Trump's rise represented a seismic disruption of the political order. A mogul and reality TV star with no prior government or military experience. He used social media, particularly Twitter, as a direct channel to supporters. His populist nationalist message resonated with voters feeling left behind. His defining action, appointing a large number of conservative federal judges, including 3 to the Supreme Court. Those lifetime appointments shifted the court's ideological balance for a generation. The impact touched divisive issues with effects far beyond his term. Policies included tax cuts, exits from TPP in Paris, and a trade war with China. He pursued a hardline stance on immigration. His tenure brought constant controversy, an impeachment, and deep polarization. His influence continues to shape the party and national conversation. Comparing these leaders means weighing their power and their limits. Each operated within history, law, and politics. Washington defined the office, but was constrained by a fragile new nation. He could not resolve slavery, a failure that haunted the Republic. Lincoln wielded extraordinary power in war, suspending habeas corpus. He could not prevent secession, nor the war's catastrophic toll. His proclamation was strategic and limited, but decisive in purpose. FDR faced courts and Congress that checked his ambitions. Even in war, he negotiated allies and realities. Reagan's small government push ran into popular programs and defense buildup. Trump's disruption met institutional resistance, proof the system constrains even bold presidents. Some leaders are defined by institutions they build. Washington's legacy, the presidency itself, and peaceful transfers of power. Lincoln's legacy, preservation of the Union and abolition of slavery. FDR's legacy, the modern safety net and a global superpower role. Reagan's legacy, a conservative ideological realignment. Trump's legacy, disruption, realignment, and a reshaped judiciary. Think of them as master builders of one evolving structure. Washington laid the foundation and drew the first plans. Lincoln repaired a catastrophic crack, union and freedom. FDR added new wings and modern utilities. Reagan renovated, rearranging the interior design. Trump rewired the systems and knocked down walls, changing how residents interact.